Hello, my name is Monica Krimendahl, and I'm here with my business partner, Rick Hayhurst. Hey, Rick.
Hi, friends. Welcome, welcome.
And we are so excited to have Yolanda Brown here at BlitzBe today. Yolanda is the brand leader of CopyWrite Brown. She is a creative, energetic wordsmith, content strategist, and writer, and she is funny, and she is so fun. She wants to stamp out all that gobbledygook, and she wants to nurture your confidence and help you brand your message unabashedly, giving you more time to focus on what you love about your business. She uses her 30 plus years. I know she looks like she's like 20, but we know that, 30 plus years, and she's educating, and she's a visual artist. She's supporting the good works of soulful entrepreneurs, creatives, and intrapreneurs. And she offers content strategy, content writing, proofreading, editing, administration support, and research services. She is a lifelong learner, a reader, a creative. She enjoys words and wordplay, and she's super fun. Welcome, 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 Yolanda.
Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, Monica. Hello, Rick. Hello, BlitzBe family. All the way from Southwest Ohio, sending you love, and let's rock.
Right on, right on.
Love that. So Yolanda, take us back just a little bit. We know you're 25 years old, so just bring us back a little ways to how you got to where you got to.
It's in my origin story for CopyWrite Brown is my background has always been in education and visual arts. At 7 years old, I was standing on a little red stool in my mother's kitchen in Dayton, Ohio, and I was washing dishes. She didn't know about child labor laws. So I was standing there washing the dishes and always thinking of something to entertain my mother and to gauge her. And she came into the kitchen. I said, Mommy, I decided to be a teacher, an artist, and a pastor. And she's like, good, baby, keep washing the dishes. And so fast forward, my professional life has gone down these two tracks: education, teaching and training, and visual art. And in those roles, I had to do a lot of writing. I had to teach myself to write. And I read a lot, and I was a perennial student, always taking a course. Got out of school at 16 years old, watched soap operas for a semester, went to university, but always teaching, training, visual art, reading, and writing. And then in one day, 2010, I was like, I could probably monetize the thing that people are always asking me to help them with. Yolanda, can you look at this? Would you help me write this? And initially I was like, oh, I'll buy a bottle of wine here and there, fund a trip to the Finger Lakes. Maybe I'll buy a cottage in the Finger Lakes. I really like the Finger Lakes, have you noticed? And then it started from there, really leveraging that skill set and knowledge base I had as a perennial student, I had as an educator, and I had as a visual artist. And just started really working with my professional peers and helping them, and eventually helping more people and more people and more people. And now I've gone from being in Dublin, Ohio at one point where I started, to I can serve people globally, because we're in a virtual biosphere where I can literally help anybody anywhere as long as there's a Wi-Fi connection.
Amen, sister. I love it. I love your story. The education background is fabulous, and the whole thing is beautiful. So bring me into when you're helping your professional peers, you're helping all kinds of different people. So what does it look like when I come to you? I look at what I have, and like, what's the star thing that you can do for people?
Two things that I super duper love. One, I don't call it coaching or consulting, but I do have to say that publicly. It is coaching and consulting. I love doing conversations around strategy, clarity, and organization, in as far as whatever your messaging is. So your messaging can be different if you're a small business owner versus if you're a visual artist, or if you work in a corporate setting and you have to write for your job. A lot of times we have waning confidence around those three areas: strategy, clarity, and organization. So I love having those conversations with people if they have to produce content, written content. The other thing I love, love, love from the top of my heart is helping people write artist statements and doing bios. Both of those things are essential tools for branding yourself and having a proper introduction to your brand and who you are as an exemplar. Nothing's worse than having an introduction on a podcast, in a featured article, on the stage, and you turn your head or you look at the page and you go, who are they talking about? So having a great artist statement and a stellar bio is essential to doing business, I think. And as we move forward in the environment we're in right now, we're going to be called to get on virtual stages, to get on brick and mortar stages, to be on media platforms, local news, regional and global news outlets. Get introduced the right way. Get introduced so you recognize yourself. So having those conversations and producing written bios and artist statements that really resonate with the person that I'm writing it for, and it creates some synergy between them and their ideal audience. It's two of the things that I love doing the very most in my work.
I would love to hear just a little bit more. I haven't heard this term, the artist statement.
Yes.
And I love it, even just as a phrase, because I'm a musician at heart. I'm an artist at heart. And so can you just bring us into that a little bit more? So if I'm a business owner, I'm thinking about an artist statement, but I've never even heard of how does that apply to me as an accountant, for example?
Yeah.
I'm not an accountant. I can't even do one and one, but you know what is that artist statement for somebody who lives in just a different paradigm?
Yes. The artist statements are generally written for a creative person. So someone like yourself that's a musician or a theater person or a visual arts person. So your artist statement is talking a little bit about, it'll have a dash of bio in it, but more about what are the concepts that you're exploring in the music that you produce or the visual arts that you're producing. And how does that, you might have something historically, connect them to the historical context of the movement that you're working in. So say if you're a classical artist, but you're influenced by Beethoven, how does your work play off of that? And then how are you extending what you're doing? Because now you are in the field of music. So it gives them little places that could tell people, this is what I stand for, this is what I love, this is what I'm adding to the field of music, for example. And then the bio does something very similar, but it allows you to talk about your industry expertise. Let you talk about some of your quirks. You got 77 PEZ containers in your home office. Let people know. If you volunteer for Habitat for Humanity, let people know. And if you have diverse professional background, how do you use that to say if you are a business coach? How do you use that to hone in on serving the people that need you the most in the hospitality industry? So say if you were an educator, but you also worked for a major airline and you're trying to coach people in the hospitality business, how do you take some of this information and some of that information, bring that together to serve people that want to be C-suite leaders in the hospitality industry? So I say a little bit about your skill set, a little bit about what makes you shiny and bright and brilliant and sets you apart from the rest of the universe, and lets people know how to get in touch with you and that sort of thing. So the artist statement and the bio, they're kind of similar, but a little bit different.
Yeah, it actually sounds like it reaches to a little bit of the heart and soul of the human. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, what is that mission? But more than the mission statement, I really appreciate the artist statement and how you bring that into the fold. Mm-hmm. You know, I have a diverse background. So I did, one thing, then I did another thing, then I did another thing. And people are like, what in the world? And I always say, listen, I'm just a coach. I'm just a coach. Yeah. And I express that in these different ways.
Yes.
And, same mission, same calling, but the expression of that is different as I grow and change. The artist statement actually would serve me personally, really, really well. So Monica, we got to be up to that.
Yeah, and having really spent the bulk of my life in the arts, some kind of way, working for nonprofit art organizations, being a visual artist myself, curating shows, working for museums. So those are like my people, right? So I get it. And I know what a bad one looks like, right? Because I've written like probably hundreds of bad ones myself for me.
Yeah.
And I understand what being on the outside of that creative person's mind, how I can see things that they wouldn't see, how I can see things that they're missing. Because I feel like we're having this human earthly experience because we're supposed to be in relationship with other people. So that's I think if I have a superpower is knowing that my relationship with you is about loving you and serving you. And how can I do that with my skill set and my knowledge base in a way that pulls what you really need out of you? I'm adding in that ingredient you just don't have. You've got everything, but sometimes you need somebody to come through with the cinnamon. You have the nutmeg, you have the allspice, you have the sugar, the flour, the baking soda, but here I come with the cinnamon. They send us here with just enough, and then they put us in relationship with each other because I have an ingredient that Rick doesn't have, and he has an ingredient that Monica doesn't have. But we got to be in relationship with one another to meet our purpose here on earth. And I just happen to do that through content conversations and content writing.
Beautiful. Right yeah, right on. I love that. We all have a purpose, and your cinnamon is called content writing, and then our cinnamon is called something. Everybody's got their cinnamon, and we each get to give each other a little bit of what we've honed in and what we've learned and what we love. Beautiful.
Yeah, I just know I can't do nothing without you. What I'm really supposed to do on this planet is not complete without you. And I just walk around like that.
Oh, so good.
I just know that you are one of the best parts of me.
When are you coming to Chicago?
I like Chicago very much.
All right.
I will come when it's warm.
Yeah.
By November.
Yes.
We will have to set that till maybe May of the following year.
Yes. Yeah. You have a home here in Chicago. Welcome anytime. I so appreciate. So you created such a powerful declaration, like, if I'm going to love and serve you with my skill set, I've got to be in relationship with you. And we have to find a way for me to bring my ingredients. So I was watching a cooking show the other day. They made apple pie with a little orange zest. And I've never seen anyone use orange zest in an apple pie. It was a super ingredient. Yeah, just, I have seen lemon, but I haven't seen orange. And I just thought, well, that's just so interesting, so that each of us brings such a unique perspective to deliver on our specific gifts. But what you said was, if I'm going to love and serve you, and then I show up to life that way. Yeah, what a gift to be with you today.
Yeah, Rick, every time I get confused, I get off track. I know this doesn't have anything to do with content writing, but I've noticed when I get off track, if I go back to my love square or my service square, I get back in alignment. Right? Because it's not about ego, right?
Now you got to unpack that for us. What is a love square and a service?
And sometimes it is a circus square. That's why I'm going to the love or the service, because I'm in a circus. Oh my God. All right, let me.
Goodness, sorry.
But I do little things because I'm a quirky human being, and I think sometimes when I'm a little confused or I'm agitated for probably no good reason, right? Or I'm frustrated with myself or my progress or something, and I go, okay, is this an ego situation? Okay, if it is indeed an ego situation, you are going to get in alignment if you run this through your love, get on your love square, run it through. Okay, how does it feel in your love square? Okay, now let's get into service. So how can you take what you've learned from being in that vortex of love to go and serve? So I get on a little service square, and then I run whatever the issue is through that vortex, that kind of field. Okay. So I got something. So being in both of them, I kind of get myself back realigned, right? And then go for the, and I have that with customers sometimes. I'm like, somebody keeps sending me collateral information after the deadline. So that makes me start over and over and over. I'm like, yeah. And I'm getting frustrated, right? And I go, get in your love square, do your breath work. Okay, now get back in your service square. How are you going to serve them? They know what they know, what they know. This is not personal. Now serve them. And then I carry on. I immediately, my nervous system is rebooted, it's calmer, it's more efficient. And I'm doing the work I've been called to do. And it's not about me. Most things are not personal. You know, nobody ever told salt to be sugar, right? So we all have different properties. And I know that in you know, working with my clients. You know, somebody's sand and somebody's a brick. Now you can use sand to make a brick. But if they showing up as sand, I just got to deal with sand today. Yeah. So that was a little long, but that's what I meant.
It's perfect. Such a gift. You know, as entrepreneurs, we have such a struggle sometimes with the humanity of it, the simple stuff. Like, if I'm going to be in relationship with you, what does relationship mean as an entrepreneur? Well, what it means is serving. So how am I going to serve you? If I'm working with a human, can I enter love into the equation? Like, we have the same struggle. We're just humans dealing with a struggle, you know, whatever that is. And then we're making it through, creating transformation along the way.
Yes.
Yeah. Bring your cinnamon.
Bring your cinnamon. Right. And you know, sometimes you're bringing the orange zest, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be awfully hungry at the end of this.
At the end, I'm already hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's really powerful. And I love to think about being, first of all, being in relationship, because like you said, you know, there is no business without the human, and the human is the, you know, where everything is. So if there's an issue, the human is the issue, or with the humans. And so we get to be that cinnamon for each other when there are issues. And I love that you're the cinnamon. And yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
I didn't even know. This is so beautiful what's coming up. And that's another thing. We're in relationship here, and then things are coming up, and I'm getting like a really wonderful feeling tone and feeling very healed. Where in situations like that, I could probably be a little bit anxious. Oh my gosh, I'm on camera, I'm getting interviewed. But no, I have two sweethearts that are just walking me through this. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, you are a gift for sure.
My gosh. Where's my hanky? I'm not going to put her on camera.
You know, it really is. So at BlitzBe, we're so interested in wellness and wholeness. And we're, you know, BlitzBe is a word we created that means balance. You know, blitz, hurry, race, get it done. We got deadlines. Oh my God. And then B is coming back to balance, you know, like coming back to like, who's this guy? And so BlitzBe is really about the whole being, doing versus being, you know, like we got to get it done versus who am I? And so as we're in this conversation with you today, we're absolutely interested in how do you take care of you as you manage loving and serving in relationships through your business? How do you take care of this beautiful woman?
It's funny, just this morning I was having a discussion. So I've been back home just a few days, and telling my friend, like, no matter what, I have to get my walk in. So sometimes that's like 6-8 blocks. Sometimes it's just a block. You know, it's not quantity. Did I get it done? Minimal viable is sometimes okay for me. You know, and then I have a thing every week. I write cards and letters, and I walk 3 blocks up the street and I mail the letters, right? Mail the cards. I eat really well. You know, I eat mostly a plant-based diet. Love fish. So I'm like, what kind of fuel am I going to put in? Like, I know for a fact I like oatmeal, right? But if I start my day with that, I'm going to have a carb dump, right? And 20, 30 minutes later, I'm going to be like, oh, it's time to watch HGTV and fall asleep with the TV watching me, right? So I can't do that. So I'm trying to think about what can I consume that's nutrient rich so I can fuel myself to get through the day. And sometimes my days are 8 a.m. to 8:15 p.m. and literally hardly a break, one Zoom to another. And I try to be professionally in spaces where it's transformational work is going on. The people aren't transactional at their core. Like, I really like working with clients and partners that are transformational. They're trying to elevate our quality of life here on earth. Like, so what are you doing, not to just make money, but to make the quality of life better for people? It's real easy to do if you just integrate that into your systems. Like, what I'm going to do is sustainable, but it also makes things better for the planet and for the people I'm serving. So those are some of the things. And I laugh a lot, mostly alone, telling myself jokes. Kind of mom jokes that probably be on a popsicle stick or inside a bubblegum wrapper. And I listen to, here's one of the things I do. I don't tell a lot of people this. I literally can listen to love songs and slow jams all day long. There's something about the frequency of that music. It's that love frequency. And then I stay right like where I want to go. And then if I'm not really as productive as I want to be, and I usually notice that in the day I haven't had music. I'll listen to binaural tones as I prepare to go to bed and while I sleep. So that is also at a specific frequency. And I have 2 times a day, I do prayer and meditation. And even if I miss it at 11 a.m. or miss it at 3, I make sure I get it in so I can click off I did it twice. And sometimes it's just 3 minutes of breath work. Or I'll do a meditation where I'm breathing, I imagine a box and I'm doing breath for each piece of the box. And sometimes that's all I can get, right? And I always have water, or, well, this is tea actually, but I always have water and tea, try to stay hydrated. I just turned 57. And, yeah, just turned.
Really?
Yeah, I turned 57 on September 9th. And I feel like I look 100, but other people don't. I
think you don't look a day over 40, and happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, two young people in their 20s told me I was 41 and 45, and I said, I am taking it. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do little teeny tiny things, and I just don't participate in a lot of stuff that's draining or not transformational or low vibrational stuff. I'm like, what chakra is that hitting? And I'm an empath and an introvert, so I can get empath drains very quickly, and I know if I've been with people, even virtually, that I need a little bit of decompression time. And all that works well when I'm serving people. Like, I only work certain days of the week. Why? Because I'm going to be a billionaire and I'm only going to work those days when I'm a billionaire. So I am being now in this moment who I am going to be in that moment. I won't have to get ready. I already am ready to work those 3 days a week. I'm already ready.
You really just spoke to how we can grow.
Oh, okay.
And how we can step into tomorrow today. So that, you're going to be a billionaire. So as a billionaire, you're going to work 3 days a week instead of 7. And so today you're already practicing a way of being so that you're bringing tomorrow into today. And it's just such a powerful paradigm shift for all of us to realize, like, instead of waiting for something to happen, you're creating that and you're practicing that today. So I'd love just to hear more about it, I guess. Just whatever the beauty that flows through you is, bringing tomorrow into now is such a gift. It just eliminates all of that morose that we manage on a day-to-day basis.
Well, I am a recovering workaholic. Sometimes I would work so much, I felt like I was fueling my work with the marrow of my bones. That consciousness, after a while, scared the bejeebies out of me. So much so that I had a stroke in 2013. I was on a job, I was teaching, I got a new school principal. My other principal I had been with for 11 plus years. And I got this new person, and the person, they were different, right? And they were bullying me. So I developed depression, anxiety, and I had like a silent stroke. I went to the clinic. My blood pressure was 197 over 110. And foolishly took myself to the doctor's office, and they said, you've been stroking for hours. By the time I get there, it's 210 over 119. And so it's a major wake-up call. But I had been years leading in that. If the day went great, I had this energy and I worked a little more. I'm like, woo, right? If something hadn't gone swell, I would stay after and I would work on how to create a better tomorrow. But 12, 16, 18 hours a day doing that was not really good for my body. Like sleeping 3 to 4 hours a day, eating once, many days forgetting to eat. My partner texted me, drink water. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drink something, right? So over time, that destroyed my metabolism, my sleep pattern. I gained 125 plus pounds, so on and so forth. So I'm still in recovery from all of that. So one day, during my regeneration of my health, I go, you know what? You literally have whatever you want. I have my own studio between my head and my heart. I could build anything. And I said, I'm going to build the lifestyle I want to enjoy at every stage of my life going forward. I would like to be on a plane, a boat, a train, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or recuperating from what I did on the weekend, soaking in the tub, right? I will work 3 days a week, 4 days a week maximum, because that's how I really, really want to live. So that with a family, with my peers, with my friends and family, I'm available. And then when I'm available for my clients, I'm fully available and shooting from all the cylinders. When I'm with my family and my friends, I'm fully available, right? I don't want to be on holiday in Antigua and I've got my phone. I got a device. Like when she's gone, she's gone, yes. Right? You can't have Easter on Christmas, right? So I'm like thinking about those things. And so slowly but surely, that's what I've been doing. And it sets me up spiritually, psychically, emotionally, and physically for the days that I actually am present to serve that client. They know they're not getting someone working off of fumes. Yeah. And I firmly believe you don't just show up well-adjusted and mature and sound when you have hundreds and thousands of dollars, or you have the home, or you have that ideal partner, or that navy blue Volvo station wagon. You have to show up to that moment as that. And that's how the universe is creating the alignment for you. So you ready, baby? Yes, I'm ready. Okay, so we're gonna give you a little more. Did you do good with that? You sure did. Here's more, right? And let me put Monica in a networking space, and you're gonna meet this bright, beautiful, cheerful soul. She's gonna dig you. Is she? Yes, she is. Right? And so all these things are happening. I don't know they're gonna happen. but because of how I show up in different spaces and how I treat myself, I get into places and it resonates. You know, I'm vibrating at the right frequency to get into relationship with other people, to create the wealth I want to enjoy, to create the health that I want to enjoy. And I younger in my 20s, I read Shakti Gawain. So I would do her visualization practices.
Is that Living in the Light? Shakti Gawain, Living in the Light?
I read her visualization book, yeah, and Living in the Light. And then Louise Hay.
Yeah.
You know, I came to Louise Hay in my 30s or 40s, right? So just putting those kind of practice, because I'm raised by Baptist people, right? They weren't visualizing. They, you know what I'm saying? No, they weren't doing that sort of visualization. You know, they did prayer and those kinds of things. So I think, you know, adding those other practices on, which are very ancient and they've been in different cultures from millennia, just practicing as I learn new things, I add those to how I move in the world and how I take care of myself. And hopefully, you know, I'm showing up shiny and bright and available. And so I can be in transformational relationships.
You are.
You
That
are.
is exactly what I see. And that is exactly what you are. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for paving the way. Thank you for finding your path. I'm sorry that you were bullied, and I'm sorry for the, you know, the things that occurred for you. And I do see a transformed woman in front of me. And I see a woman who has done the work, who has done the hard work, who has done the research, who still shows up to her practice of the thing that we call life in this human existence that we're playing around in. And you're showing up very powerfully, and you're doing the work that it takes. It isn't easy. It takes something to show up as powerfully as you are, and to create what you're creating. You are a powerful creator, and you're creating it because of the seeds that you're laying and the seeds that you're sowing on the way there. And I just thank you for the work that you're doing for yourself and for the rest of us. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah, and it never ends. And I'm glad you did say that, Monica. It never ends. As long as we're here, it will continue. And who knows where we go? And there'll still be more work to do when we get there as well. So it just feels good to have that acknowledged. That was a great surprise. Thank you. What a beautiful blessing you gave me there.
Well, thank you. You blessed us also. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.